What is going on, freaks? My name is Freaky, and welcome to another Call of Duty video here today. And yes, it's gonna be about Infinite Warfare. And I know, either you hate the game, you love the game, maybe sometime you're in between. I'm personally in between at this point, and I know a lot of people don't know if they should get the game or not. And I was lucky enough to actually go out to Call of Duty XP. If you guys haven't seen the videos on it, I went out to Call of Duty XP, you know, hung out with a bud there, and we basically played some COD there, and it was pretty enjoyable. I got to play a couple of sessions down with Infinite Warfare, so I have some knowledge of what I think is going to be really, really annoying in this game, and especially if it's not fixed by at least the beta on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One when that comes out in October, or if it's not fixed by the full release of the game, then we might have some issues where the people that actually want to play this game are going to hate it because of these specific issues that I have in mind that I'm about to tell you guys today. This gameplay isn't mine. I wasn't able to record anything because they shut down the event early when I decided to bring my laptop because I was stupid, so I'll leave a link in the description below to the YouTuber that I got this gameplay from. Anyways, without further ado, we might as well hop into the things that are going to make you hate this game if they are not fixed. So this is one that I didn't think was actually going to be in the game, and I didn't even know it was in the game until later on, probably the third day of COD XP, that this kind of was released after kind of the multiplayer trailer. They kind of hinted at it, but they didn't really say anything about it. But weapon variants will be coming back into this game, but the way to get them is a little bit different. I'm gonna guess it's by unlocking like challenges and stuff with the weapons, because they said in-game time you'll be able to unlock these weapon variants for the gun. And you guys might be thinking, oh, this is like Advanced Warfare all over again. It's exactly Advanced Warfare all over again. Some of the weapons, there's a pistol that it's semi-automatic. Once you get this weapon variant, you can shoot the whole magazine out, and it just empties the magazine. It's really weird. It's like a 7-round burst magazine. It's really, really weird. And then there's sniper rifles that have a longer distance. You can get like a chem strike nuke with it. There's a whole bunch of weird things. They add different camos to it. So it's exactly like Advanced Warfare's weapon variants, and they are coming to Infinite Warfare. So hopefully this doesn't show up in supply drops, because you know they're going to have it into the game already. It's just what's happening with Call of Duty nowadays. They're going to have supply drops, but hopefully they don't put weapon variants into them. Otherwise, it's going to ruin the game. It's going to be like Advanced Warfare all over again. My second one here is the hit/kill markers, or the +100s. Now, this might not be a big issue for a lot of players out there, and I know it is for me personally, because I grew up on that old COD nostalgia hype, where there was a big, bold, yellow numbers that pop up on your screen. You knew you got that kill because those numbers would pop up. They wouldn't just be like an assist or whatever, and you think you got the kill, but it's actually assist points. Now, it's really hard to tell the difference between an assist and a kill, unless you really pay attention to the numbers, so sometimes it kind of gets confusing. The kill marker, which is the orange hit marker sign, when you actually kill a person, it gives that orange. It's not like in Modern Warfare Remastered. It's not big and bulky and easy to see. For some reason, they decided to take that out and make it really, really tiny. So it's really hard. This is something they could easily fix, and I'm guessing it probably will be a little bit bigger once the game's fully released. And I really wish they would just brought back the yellow numbers, to be honest. Just basically port the Modern Warfare Remastered yellow +100s over to this game, and I'd be totally satisfied with it. I just don't like how tiny they are. It kind of is hard to see when you kill someone sometimes. My third one is the nades. The nades need to be stopped. It's time to stop! It seriously is, because the black hole nades and the bubble shields, they're annoying. I see what they're going with it. They want to be Halo really badly. You know, the trophy systems are basically put into bubble shields now, right? And the bad thing about this is, when you're playing on a pro scene, and I'm not a pro player or anything like that, but when you're playing on a pro scene, when you throw out those trophy systems, right, to protect a hard point, to protect, I don't know, any sort of area that you just don't want nades coming into, right? You can hide it by throwing it on the ground. They're pretty difficult to see. You go back to MW3 days, they're a little bit bulkier. You can see them, but not that big. The bubble shield is big enough to where you can shoot the bubble shield, and the bubble shield only has enough damage to where it gets destroyed. So all you need to do is shoot it at anywhere in the bubble shield. It's not a solid object. Just shoot it at it, and it'll destroy the trophy system as if it was never there. And that's I have a problem with, because they can really not soak up that many bullets, and it's really easy to see, and it won't block that many nades because you have to be inside of that bubble to get that protection from nades and or I think bullets. Maybe the bullets go through. I wasn't really paying attention when I was playing the game. But the black hole nades, these were the biggest problems that I had in this game. It pissed me off so much, and I don't know if it's just because I was playing with it basically everybody there and everybody was running these nades just to piss people off, but they were so annoying. Like, they were almost noob-tube, one-man army annoying to me. Because you could see them being thrown constantly everywhere. And the thing is, they weren't just like, oh, they're black hole nades. If you walk into them, you die, right? It's not one of those. It's not like a trip mine or anything like that. You get sucked into it from 10 feet away, and you can't move. The only way for you to move is to boost out of the way. And the problem with that is, if this was, I'm going back to the pro scene circuit, and I'm guessing these are going to be banned because they seem really stupid and outlandish, but if you're playing Search and Destroy, and it's like a 1v1 situation, there's only, let's say, 15-20 seconds left on the clock. The guy needs to plant the bomb immediately, and then the other guy has one of these stupid little black hole nades. He can throw it right either onto the site where the bomb is, where the guy would just get sucked into it and die, not be able to plant the bomb because he's getting sucked in, or he could throw it away from him 10 feet away and suck him away from the search and destroy bomb where he's supposed to be planting. So I find this really dumb. That could be a cool little strategy they could throw in there, but I feel like they're really cheap. They need to down the range on them a little bit. I would say like 3 feet, because 10 feet seems ridiculous. It literally is 10 feet. I didn't even know half the time why I wasn't moving. Your character just stops running in place. He just keeps running in place like I'm on a freaking treadmill, and then you look behind you, you're like, oh shit, there's a nade over there, and it's sucking me into it. So that's annoying. Another thing, motion blur, and a lot of YouTubers already talked about this. Motion blur, I noticed it immediately. Like, almost immediately, right when I got into the first match, I was like, is there motion blur on this? I was talking to my friend Buzz, I was like, dude, there's motion blur on this. And then no one else was saying anything, commenting about it at all. But I noticed the motion blur immediately because it was straining my eyes, because it didn't feel like 60 FPS. It felt like a 50, like they kind of had this motion blur to get rid of choppy frames, and that's what some games do on the PC too. And I usually turn off motion blur because it hurts eyes, and just it doesn't get good frame rate when you do that, because it puts more on the CPU or the GPU to actually push out this extra added effect onto the game. And I know what they're coming from. It looks kind of cool, it looks kind of cinematic, but they said that they're gonna dial it down, maybe take it away. I hope they actually take it away, or if they dial it down enough where it's not even noticeable, then it'd be totally fine. But then why even have it in there to begin with? Because the consoles are going to have some issues with it. I noticed because the motion blur kind of made it look like it wasn't 60 FPS, but that was just me. Modern Warfare Remastered played smoothly, didn't have motion blur, but this one did, and it felt a little choppy and a little bit weird and just hurt my eyes overall. So hopefully they take away that. A lot of people said it didn't affect them, but trust me, it will be, especially if you play like 7 hours of COD a day. The last thing I have is bodies floating up on some maps. Now, when you kill somebody, and it's not on all maps, it's on some maps, you kill them, and I noticed this, it was on the little tight corridor map. You're in like a moon base or some shit, and once you kill a whole bunch of people, their bodies start floating up, and you'll run past a whole bunch of bodies just floating up, and sometimes they might have just died, so you'll just shoot at them because you think they're alive, maybe they're boosting or something, and it blocks view from the actual hallways that you're going down. And I noticed this the most in that moon map because it was constantly having this sort of gravitational pull, like the gravity was just not there anymore once they died for some reason, and they just started floating up, and then that corridor was so small that you can't even see the enemies behind the floating up bodies, so it kind of slowed down the gameplay a little bit, and it just made for an awful stupid effect that they decided to put into the game, and I just personally don't like that. So these are 5 things that I believe you will hate in Advanced Warfare. So these are 5 things you'll hate in Infinite Warfare that I believe personally you will hate, and it's just my opinion. You know, you can judge it off your own and play the game, and you'll see if you'll hate them too. Just my personal opinion. Hope you guys did enjoy. Please nerf that frickin' black hole nade. God damn it.